And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the room, saying select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Welcome back, everybody. Do we have a special show for you guys today? We are going to introduce Awesome and Humble, and we've brought Woods Holder on today. Woods, say hello, man.
Hey,
introduce
what's up?
yourself.
What's up? What's up? My name's Woods. Glad to be here, man.
Oh, dude, I'm excited you're here too, man. We've been looking forward to this. Joining us too, we've got Wild Bill, fresh off the cruise, well rested and tan, sir.
I worked hard on it.
That's right. Well, you're going to hear about that later. We got Clay and Chance joining us too.
Yep.
And we're taking it pop culture with you guys today. First, we're going to break down 80s theme song or 80s music in general. And I just kind of wanted to start with like a brief discussion about that. Like when you think of 80s music or 80s movie music, 80s theme song, what comes to mind? To me, if it's iconic and when you hear it, you instantly think about that show or that TV show
or something.
or that scene. It could be even a scene, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, that's what I think of, man.
Anywhere, it's 2022, and you hear those songs, you hear something from back then, boom, you're right back there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know every word, you know every moment. You remember this scene, or you remember that girl, or whatever. It brings you back, and that's the power of that song. You know?
Yeah, and kind of going into some specifics real quick. There are legit theme songs, right? For one, don't know if any of you guys will pick it, but Ghostbusters. I mean, that's a song specifically.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, that's for a movie.
Made for that movie.
So that's great.
Can't mistake it. You know.
But I didn't want to keep it that kind of narrow, in my opinion. I wanted to kind of branch out, like I've said before, with Goodfellas, Layla, Eric Clapton riff. When you hear that driving down the car, you're instantly taken back to that movie of them killing people and whacking.
And Chance is rethinking his list.
Yeah, forget about it.
I mean, that's my favorite movie of all time.
That's a 90s movie, though, right?
I think it's 90.
It is 90?
It's either 90 or 89.
I'm thinking 90. Yeah, fantastic movie, and we'll get into that. But
it's 1990. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I don't have to change my list now.
You don't.
Right up.
But that's kind of like a theme song to me in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not made for the movie, but executed so well, placed in the movie so well.
You think about the movie when you hear it.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yep.
So what we're going to do on this podcast is everybody's going to break down a list of their top 5 80s theme songs, man. And Wood, you got anything you want to add to it about it, man? Maybe tell them a little bit about Awesome and Humble, kind of
your vision behind
Tell
it.
them the vision behind it for sure. Because
Because
I haven't heard the vision, honestly. So.
Right. Well, Awesome and Humble came about. Me and Ray have been friends for close to 20 years now.
Long time.
Long time. And for 20 years, the majority of our friendship has been based on basically debating movies, music, television,
greatest guitar player,
greatest drummer, greatest
bass
scene,
player,
whatever.
bass solos.
And so when the idea for a channel came about, it was really a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to do this. I called you, and you were like, hey, man, that's on board. And my vision was to kind of take the conversations that we've always had and just put it out there.
Kind of document it.
And give people an opportunity to comment as well. Bring everybody in on, why we like this, and they might hate it. Man, this is crazy. Why do you like, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of get everybody's opinion and everybody's 2 cents in on what we like.
Yeah.
Embrace debate.
Embrace debate, man. And it's awesome to be able to
banner.
put it out there and let people, come and be get on the channel, comment, and do their thing. So I just wanted to bring that in and make that a thing, man.
Well, how long has that been an idea of yours?
I really kind of wanted to do it.
Because you're a longtime podcaster, listener.
I've been doing, podcasts from the early days of when, the big guys now are out there. I was listening to, Rogan and that bunch, and like episode 50
Yeah.
on. You know,
Woods told me what a podcast was.
right?
Really?
He was like, "You can get it on your phone. You have an app." I was like, "What? How do you download that?"
And so probably for about the last, I don't know, really 2 years was when I finally sat down and was like, you know what, I'm tired of thinking about it, kind of tossing it around. I really want to start working on this and doing this. And I thought about, of course, you research fishing and hunting and the things that we do living in Louisiana, being a part of that and doing whatever, and we cook a lot, and all of that. And I was like, you know what, the thing that's the most easiest we've ever done, the thing that we do when it's just a natural thing for us, was movies, music, and television. And this, that, and the other. So I thought
Those are fun topics.
Yeah, it's fun topics, and we've always enjoyed, spending time just sitting around shooting the bull about it. So, hey, man, let's make it legitimate content and put it out there.
That's right.
And it's always fun to discuss stuff that you're like passionate about.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I know Clay's passionate about movies
Steph
and
Curry.
music, and Steph Curry in Game 6, Clay.
Amen.
Like I'm passionate about TV shows. Like I love good TV shows. Like anything from like Netflix, even stuff that I didn't watch whenever I was like it came out on TV.
You
And
like the
Josh
stories?
Allen.
And Josh Allen.
Okay.
I love Josh Allen. Yeah. But it's just. This is going to be a good little addition, I think, to our podcast.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And hey, thanks to Dirty Boot Sports for putting us out there, man.
Yeah, man. We thank y'all very much, man.
I mean, the vision sounds exactly like what we went through. We were
Exactly.
all in a fantasy group chat just talking to each other about sports, and then we're like,
Constantly
let's
talking.
put this together. And, I mean, we're, 19 episodes in now?
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, I'm excited for this because, I'm a big movie guy. I watch a decent amount of TV shows. I love music. I mean, it's everything I would love to talk about. So, yeah, I'm here for this.
It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's like a niche, but like it's specific enough where it fits in with what we're doing, but it's still its own thing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, because I think we have some guys in our podcast, I guess, group, you can say, that still would like to talk about some of this stuff. You know?
Sure.
Now, I don't see myself coming on here every single episode, but like if y'all talked about 2000s comedies or something like that, I would be on here in a heartbeat if y'all would let me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You know, because I think that'd be good for this.
Yeah.
You know,
Favorite comedian.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
favorite
interesting
comedian,
podcast,
something
yeah.
like that.
And it's one of those things like when I came to Ray, and I was like, "Hey, man, hear me out." You know what I mean? It was that first deal, and we started like brainstorming on content. We came up with a million things to talk about, a million genres, a million subgenres, and it was like, okay, well, this is definitely something that's got some meat to it.
And to that point, man, obviously down the road we have to have a 70s theme song. Cast.
Yeah.
We have to have a 90s.
Or just best 70s music.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about like the 70s on 7
yeah.
Sirius XM
Yeah.
radio
Oh,
stations.
yeah.
that's
I mean, I love that.
We get our father in on that.
Yeah.
I'd have to
absolutely.
make my dad come up here for that.
Well, and then at some point you have to marry it all together and hash out and have an all-time
Yeah,
greatest
and like
have
modern
these-
day stuff.
These songs fist fight each other to get on the list.
right.
Yeah.
Because I think me and you brought up the concept of what is the list of the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah,
And
that'd
when
be
you
hard to
start
do.
trying to break that down, that's almost impossible to do.
Well, and to that point, in making it about movies, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, how do you, that's got to be on an all-time list. But what are you knocking off that list from today's conversation? You know,
Right.
I don't want to give up anything on my list today for that song, but
Well, real quick funny story about the all-time greatest songs. Couple years ago, my brother Chase was down here, and he was playing poker with some friends like Trey Howard, people like that, and they were discussing like best songs of all time. And Trey Howard goes like, I'd say probably like Bohemian Rhapsody, number 1, number 2, Thomas Rhett, That Ain't My Truck. Just like
wow, man,
that
That's a
random,
big jump. Yeah.
you know.
Right.
And I think that would just add great debate to this.
Queen and Thomas Rhett, those are the
Yeah.
top two
I
artists
think
ever,
about
right?
those two people all the time.
I hate we never got that crossroads. You know what I mean?
I like that quirkiness. I've got to think maybe a quirky one on my list, man, today. So,
Really?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
I definitely have a quirky one on my list.
And maybe not so quirky as that. Maybe the order of it might be quirky to you guys, but I plan on debating it.
You're going to love my quirky one.
Oh yes, Bill knows all these songs.
Was the Naked Gun made in the 1980s?
You never know.
That's a great text.
I've got 62 on my list here. So.
Oh, he's gonna need help narrowing it down. Well, hey.
But, tell them real quick about the second half of the show, too.
Oh, yeah, good point,
because you didn't mention that.
Would you want to tell them a little bit about it?
Well, we're going to be breaking down Maverick.
That's right, Top Gun Maverick. It's
break it down.
definitely the
biggest blockbuster in the past decade, probably.
Yeah, and certainly of the summer.
Decade?
Right.
No,
Right.
You got to think about Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so
Literally
second
the
biggest.
highest grossing movie ever.
But yeah,
so second biggest.
We're gonna break it down for you guys and debate it, and hopefully encourage a bunch of y'all to go watch it if you hadn't already seen it.
Yeah, man, because it's killer. So.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
And
still
it's
out.
still out in
Yeah,
theaters.
man.
Yeah.
It came out
It's killer.
May 27th, and
Tell you
it's
what,
about to last to August.
Go watch it right now, and then come back to the podcast, and we'll break it down.
Absolutely.
With you.
Yeah.
Well, hey, y'all want me to start it off? Does anybody want to go
for
first?
It. Go for it.
You
go
go
ahead.
for it, man.
Awesome, man. Well, this song is gonna be a reach at number 1 for sure.
So you go number 1, number 5 right here.
Oh, okay.
Let's go from bottom
Go
up.
five.
bottom
Yeah.
up.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's the
okay.
best
Build
way.
the suspense.
I got you.
Exactly.
Good point. Good
If
point.
you got to
guys.
reach at 1, I want to build to that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can
okay.
be a little bit more pissed off whenever you take it.
All right. Well, I want to start with number 5. I'm also curious to see how many of our lists are the same and how many of them are different. But number 5 for me is going to be "Power of Love."
Ooh.
Huey Lewis and the News, baby.
That was on my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
off Back to the Future, man.
Yeah.
And they also had just a FYI, they had a song on there called "Back in Time," which is great, but nowhere near "Power
Perfectly
of Love."
fitting for the movie.
Yeah, great, right? When I hear that song, I'm instantaneously transported back to when I was about 8 years old watching that for the first time. The Toyota scene, it's on a record truck coming into town. They're sitting on a park bench trying to get a little smooching in, and her dad pulls up,
Yep.
Love the song, man.
And I'm transported back to when I was 20 watching it for the first time.
That's what I was about to say. I saw it for the first time probably
It was during COVID
2
for me.
years ago.
Did you like it? Does the younger
I
generation
loved it.
like that
I
movie?
loved it.
The
Loved
song
every
too?
second of it.
Does the song seem iconic
I
to
can't
you?
remember the exact scene you're talking about,
Yes.
but
No.
I love the whole movie.
You want me to
so
sing a
I'm
few
sure
lines from it
No,
and
I'm
see if
good.
it does anything?
I'm good. I don't want us to just be marked for like copyright or something like that, so I don't want to take that risk.
Huey Lewis and the News. A lot of good tunes from those guys too.
Oh yeah, they
A lot
were
of
they
good
were
tunes from
kings
those
in the
guys.
'80s,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Definitely, and they make an appearance in one of my other picks here in a little bit. But I'll move on to number 4. Speaking of Maverick and Top Gun, man, I'm going to go with Danger Zone.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Number
By-
4.
That's right, number 4. I put it there.
That's
On
a
my
great
list.
Killer song, man. Funny enough, when I think I watched that. What year did it come out, Woods?
86.
Ooh, 86.
So
yeah.
I probably watched it in the 1990, and that I was a country fan. And that was the most hard rock song I'd ever heard in my life. Hard rock.
Start doing the head banging.
Yeah, I'd never heard anything like that, man. And he is the godfather of 80s theme music.
Oh, that's a fact.
Undisputed, man.
That's a fact.
He could be on this list definitely 2 or 3 times for sure.
For sure. Kenny Loggins was it seemed like
Oh, yeah.
every hit movie, Kenny Loggins was right there with him, So, yeah, for sure.
A couple other interesting facts about it. Number 2 on Billboard, held off definitively by Sledgehammer.
Peter Gabriel.
Yep, never got that number 1 spot, man.
Great video too.
Sledgehammer, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Sledgehammer's a fantastic. If you younger guys should watch that. It's gonna blow.
I've never even heard of that song.
Well, you need to, have
Yeah.
a few before you watch it.
You gotta remember videos.
Loose. Yeah.
Videos were in their infancy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised there was a music video.
Oh, this is probably one of the first ones.
First,
Really.
and still, it
Yeah, it's
it
interesting.
holds up.
And speaking of that movie, and I don't want to give away anybody else's pick in case it's on there, but that has a song, "Take My Breath Away," right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not much debate for me there on which of those songs to go to, but I would make the point that either one of those could be in a top 5.
And Take My Breath Away gets played like 4 times in the movie.
Yeah.
And Danger Zone's only played, once maybe?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could almost argue that the other one's the more iconic from the movie.
Right.
No, sure.
Because like Danger Zone, of course, is what it's what you tag to Top Gun for sure.
Yeah.
But the first line you hear of that do 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 do, you're right there.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Top
yeah.
Gun automatically. You
Yeah.
know it. So yeah, that would be a honorable mention.
Without a doubt.
4B, I guess.
That's right.
That's
That's
a
right.
definite good one.
Yeah, guys, and we're going to go into a bunch of honorable mentions after
Oh, yeah,
everybody's
there's
done. 'Cause
a
there's
ton.
too many not to.
Yeah.
Well, that'll take me to to number 3, and my number 3 is going to be "Eye of the Tiger." Survivor.
Nice.
I pity the fool who doesn't have this song on their list.
Nice. Nice.
Especially if you lived in Jonesboro.
Oh man, right? Yeah, it gives you chill bumps
every Friday night.
Hey, and this song came out in 1982, which was my freshman year of high school. So I mean,
y'all were jamming that.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
all through high school.
So it was immediately incorporated into Tiger football.
Absolutely.
I take it.
That's awesome.
Immediately, and then all the state championship teams. It's still pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
it's still
kept
fresh
going.
today.
Yeah,
man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I'm sitting in a stadium and that song's, I just get chills.
That and Phil Collins. Like you have to
In
play
the Air
both
Tonight.
of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to play both of them.
Yes. Little kind of interesting thing I didn't know about that song, and Woods could back it up, and maybe it's just a rumor, but Sylvester Stallone did not want that song originally. He wanted Another One Bites the Dust.
Really?
Yeah, by Queen, and Queen said no way. So he went with this, and
I think
the
they
rest
made
is
the right
history.
choice
Oh,
picking
without a
this.
doubt, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that would have fit in there.
How stupid does Queen feel?
Very.
I don't
Well,
know.
They
I don't
probably
know.
don't care. They probably didn't notice
Queen.
it.
Yeah.
Well, Junkyard
Freddie
Dog
Mercury's
came along
dead,
and took
Clay.
that song anyway, so I'm the only one that knew that, right?
Who came along and got it?
The Junkyard Dog
Oh, the Junkyard Dog.
wrestler. It was his
Yeah.
walkout music.
Freed up
Wow.
for him.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Google.
But yeah, that's going to be my number 3 pick. I definitely think these songs could be higher, but I just wanted to be a little different with my list from a personal standpoint.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 1, Ghostbusters, baby. Ray Parker Jr.
Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Did you say number 1?
Wait, what was number
No,
two?
that's number
What was
2.
number two?
You said number
You
1.
said number two.
I had originally listed it at number 1. I'm
got
sorry.
it.
Okay,
That's number two. I
okay.
got you.
I was very confused for a
I
second.
think what number 2 was.
All
I thought
right.
I missed it.
Now back to the song again.
Oh,
Do the
you
song.
interrupted my flow.
Yeah, my bad.
man.
I was shell shocked over
Yeah, that song, the movie was great.
here.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear that, there's no mistaking it. There's nothing else it could be from. It was hugely popular. The movie was popular.
How good was the new one?
It was fantastic.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Fantastic, man.
Fantastic.
It was done, perfectly.
It was the movie we needed
And
for the
just-
Ghostbusters franchise.
Yes, it really was.
phenomenal.
It wrapped it up, man.
For sure.
But that movie, for you younger guys, there wasn't a bigger movie at that time.
Oh, I'm sure. yeah.
And it had a TV cartoon show that was great. It had a Nintendo game. I mean, and this song was all over the radio, man. So just iconic for sure. And that definitely, I think, could have been number 1 probably on my list. Another fun fact about that, Huey Lewis in the News sued Ray Parker Jr. Said he ripped off a song, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving the fun
I
facts.
want a new drug.
Yeah.
I want a new drug. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that song. So do you think they had a legit argument? I don't know who won the lawsuit or.
It's really close.
Is
it's
it?
really close. Yeah, but I mean, Ray Parker Jr. I mean, after you come up with that hook, dude,
Yeah.
let him have it, man. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
Huey Lewis was after his money,
Oh, yeah.
granted, but I mean, Ray Parker Jr. came up with the greatest hook for probably the coolest movie at the time, and let him have it, Huey. You know what I'm saying, man? That's his
Kind
song
of like
now.
Vanilla Ice ripping off Queen
Right.
with Ice Ice Baby.
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
Yeah, Suge Knight held him over a balcony. If you want to watch something fun, Woods will know about this, but I think it was Key and Peele. They did a Ray Parker Jr. does other 80s or 90s movies theme songs.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Skit.
hilarious.
Key and Peele is so funny.
Oh,
No,
you
it's
guys,
hilarious.
I'm telling y'all, you've got to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I
It'll be
love
well
Key
worth
and
your
Peele.
time, man.
Yeah, I think I walked in with my phone. And you were like, "Hey, man, what's up?" I was like, "Just watch." I didn't say a word. Just watch this. He's dying on the floor laughing. I was like, "Yeah, man, it's a good one."
It's great, man.
They didn't make many bad ones.
No, those guys
They really
are so
didn't.
talented.
No, it's great, man. Well, I'm gonna spare y'all any more suspense, man. Number 1 for me brings the most joy out of all the songs I've just described. They all bring joy, all bring a smile to my face, but this one brings the most, and it's why I had to put it up there at the top of the list, man. It's Holiday Road
Nice.
from Vacation,
Nice.
man.
Yep.
Nice.
You're
Holiday
not going to be the only
Road.
person with that on their list.
I hope not, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
It stayed with it through all the movies
Yep.
in some variation, and man, when you're walking through the room and that's playing on TBS or whatever, you stop and you watch it and you're hooked in right
Yeah.
from the get go, man.
One of the funniest movies of all time.
I
I'll
think
step
so.
out and say.
Yeah.
Man,
The
it's
first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Original.
It's not my favorite one out of the series.
I love the Christmas one.
I love the Christmas.
It's my third
I love
favorite.
the
I like
Vegas.
Vegas.
One.
Vegas is the
I think
funniest
Vegas
one
is the
to me.
funniest.
Giorgio.
Yes.
Giorgio.
Put $1 in, got a car.
Yeah.
Put $1 in, won a car.
Right.
Now European sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
gr-
should
it's
There's
roll
moments,
that.
though.
But-
There's
but-
moments.
But the scene where Clark is
There goes Big Ben.
he's dancing with the sandwich, and Christy Brinkley's getting her car worked on, and of course, Christy Brinkley is from another planet at that time, and he takes a bite, and the wife's, the dog peed on the bed. He just spits it out. Dude, that's funny. It never gets old.
The Big Ben scene in European's hilarious. He's just driving around and he can't get past the roundabout.
Oh, look, Big Ben.
Yeah.
That's growing on me, man. It just sucks because it's the worst one.
And they recast the kids in that
And
one.
they recast him at every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of them
Well, I
ever
mean, they're
repeat.
growing.
They were consistent to him, right?
No.
None of them
Really?
ever repeat.
No, they were different.
There were new kids, everyone.
Wow.
Yep.
Only
Wow.
consistency were Chevy Chase,
And
Goldie
Beverly
Hawn, I think.
D'Angelo.
No, that's not
That's
Goldie
not Goldie
Hawn.
Hawn.
No,
He was
no.
in another movie with Goldie Hawn then. I can't remember what it was. He was
about
like
that.
he was
That's
like
Beverly
criminal or
D'Angelo.
something.
Beverly D'Angelo.
Beverly
yeah.
D'Angelo.
Yeah.
And then what's he called from Kingpin? The guy,
Quaid.
Uncle Eddie,
Randy
Quaid.
Yeah, Randy Quaid.
Those are the only repeats I
Yeah.
think out the whole series.
That's right. Fun fact about it, man. I did not know a lot about the song before doing the research on this. I mean, I know it. I can sing every word.
Yeah.
I kind of associate with the girls singing the chorus. But that's Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac. He wrote it specifically for that movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a big hit.
Yeah.
Big hit for him. He was big at the time. Yeah, it kind of blew my mind.
That's awesome.
Little Fleetwood
It
Mac
even
connection.
made it into the offspring of it, the Ed Helms version, "Vacation,"
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Do y'all hate that one?
Yes.
Oh,
No,
I
I do
funny.
not. No,
I
that's-
thought it was funny.
I say hate's a strong
That's
word.
hilarious.
Hate is a strong
See,
word.
this is a Chase take.
Yeah.
I feel like we
Yeah.
can get a lot of similar takes from him that
Yeah.
Chase would give us.
Yeah.
I guess because the same era growing
right.
up.
Yeah,
you
we're
know
close
what I'm
in
saying?
age. Yeah,
I think
won't
that's what
say
it would be.
That I hate it, but I think it kind of, I don't know, it was Vacation.
He was pissed
But
they
it
made the
wasn't-
movie.
It wasn't Family Vacation.
Yeah.
It wasn't Clark. It wasn't
Yeah.
it
It was
the
Girls
family,
Ghostbusters. Wasn't it?
Cousin Eddie.
Girls, that's a great that's a great comparison.
right. So I don't know. I like Ed Helms. I think he's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great actor, hilarious comedian. I don't know. It wasn't for me.
You missed
yeah.
the crew.
And the generation thing it probably
I
affects it a
think
lot.
so. Thanks for telling
Because
me.
I mean, I watch
Cool.
it.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
And I totally thought they were going to take that movie and like make another franchise out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they didn't because I thought it was hilarious.
It's
but
full of
I think
people
you
that
got to
I love.
slow down.
Yeah.
To me, and I know this might be a stretch, but to me it seemed like they were reaching for that movie, kind of like the Ghostbusters film with the female.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
You know,
waste my time watching that.
Well, there again, Melissa
Yeah, star-studded.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
Maya
hilarious-
Rudolph,
Kate
Kristen
Campbell.
Wiig.
hilarious
I wish I was her
comedians.
gun
They're
in that
all
movie.
great actors. They're all funny, but it just wasn't the movie that needed to come out. I don't think by its own it had some really funny parts in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
my girls love it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Ghostbusters. It wasn't the movie that we were looking for.
Yeah.
The new Ghostbusters that came out,
Phenomenal.
That was 10 out of 10 in my book. It was great story, great action. But it stayed in the
It had the feel of Ghostbusters in its heart.
it was a part of that family.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Ghostbusters with the female cast, kind of like the Vacation.
It was more of a money
was that,
grab almost.
But it wasn't. It just didn't seem like it was part of the family.
Yeah.
So,
I can see that.
not to hate on them. It just, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up my list, guys. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right,
I'll
Chance,
go.
what you got?
Number 5. This is going to probably not be on anybody else's list. Baby, You're a Rich Man from the Disorderlies. Has anybody else seen that movie
No.
I have, yeah.
besides Clay?
Yeah.
This is because of Chase.
Guess
Bill,
not.
you've seen it, right?
Y'all have never
maybe,
seen
yeah, but
this?
I never-
It's by the Fat Boys.
It's
my
It's
God.
a bad movie.
Oh, it's a
but
horrible movie,
hilarious.
but it's absolutely
Is it a rap
hilarious.
song?
It's a rap song, yeah. It's about these 3 disorderlies. They're all like 500 pounds, and they have to go stay with this old dude that's like dying, and like none of them know what they're doing. They got fired from all their jobs, and they're in there one day in his like den, and they're rapping. It's like, "Baby, you're a rich man." What? Baby, you're a rich man. It's hilarious.
Is this a comedy?
Oh, it's a comedy.
I kind of hate asking this question. Is anybody in it I know?
Probably not.
This is a straight B movie, huh?
Oh, this is horrible.
It's
it's a
not even
horrible
on
movie.
my honorable mention list.
You cannot find this on a streaming service.
Really?
You cannot.
Don't try looking to watch
I
it,
can
guys.
watch the bootleg DVD chase made of it. That's probably it.
And I take it,
Yeah.
based on your childhood memories, it's just ingrained in your mind.
Oh my gosh. I remember it like it was yesterday watching it. We have the VHS over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you can show them, Clay.
Yeah, that is not
I remember that. I remember. Yeah, okay.
If you want to watch it, you got to come to Clay and Chance's house.
Yeah, bring your own
You
VCR.
can rent it on Prime Video for $3.
There you go.
I might have to watch that soon.
I think it should be free.
Number 4, another, I wouldn't say it's a weird pick, but Wild Thing from Major League.
Major
Absolutely.
League. Yeah, good
awesome
call, man.
movie.
Yeah.
Awesome
Wild
movie.
Thing.
Yeah, and because that brought that song that was maybe outdated at the time.
60s, yeah.
Yeah, and brought it relevant again, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Phenomenal.
you hear that crap. You hear the words "Wild Thing," you immediately think Major
There's
League.
only one person
Yeah.
you think of with that
Yeah.
in one movie.
And I watched Major League with my 7-year-old, and now he listens to Wild Thing.
Yeah,
I think that
it's
kind of
still-
sums it
it's
up.
Still
And
relevant.
now he wants the haircut.
Yeah. Oh, he does. Yeah. Yeah.
If
He,
you go-
he thinks it's a real team. He thinks he still pitches.
I actually like it better in Major League 2 whenever he finally makes his comeback and he puts
Yeah,
on the jacket
yeah.
again and all that.
Yeah.
But it started number 1, so you
Yeah,
gotta give it
good
respect.
pick, man.
Number 3, I have Holiday Road as well from
Yes.
Vacation. And then number 2, it's from a Rocky, but it's not going to be Eye of the Tiger. And I don't even know if this has a actual song name. It might not even be considered a song. But the training montage from Rocky 4.
It's called War.
That. I love
I think
that.
I think it's War. War might either be the training or when he's fighting the Russian in that part. It's one of the two. But yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
I'm talking about when he's running through the snow.
Get you amped.
Drago's running around the little arena, punching the speed bag on his way by.
Refresh my memory. How does it go? I mean, is it a...
I don't think they sing words.
There are no words.
I think it's just an instrumental.
80s synthesizers and drums and lead guitar.
Yeah.
Absolutely
rocks.
awesome.
And it gets you pumped up. Huh?
Absolutely awesome. And then number 1, which I thought Railey would have, but he didn't. I think this is the, I would say, unanimous number 1 song from an 80s movie, and that's Don't You Forget About Me from The Breakfast Club.
Oh, man. I had that on my list.
I think
I can't believe I left that
I
off.
think that is the movie song.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
decade, genre, whatever.
Absolutely.
You know?
Fantastic
yeah.
movie, man. Who cannot relate to that?
Oh, if you can't relate to
You're a
one of those
sociopath.
kids, you need to like oh, I can't say that.
Yeah.
You need to reconsider your life and look yourself in the mirror, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, don't you forget about me. I have a couple honorable mentions, but I'll mention those later.
I wanted
They'll
that
be
in my
nice.
top 5. I'm mad at myself. I had
Yeah.
it listed at number 2, and I switched it before I got here. I'm mad at myself.
Like that's clear cut number 1, I think.
When you hear that on the radio, it's just scenes popping.
I mean, you could think about John Bender throwing his fist in the
Throwing
air
his
by
fist,
the
yeah,
uprights, you know.
Yeah.
Putting the diamond
So
ring in
good.
his ear.
That's
right,
Yeah,
man.
from the rich girl.
I want to ask, like, who are y'all in that movie? But I don't, it might be in the weeds there.
I like that. Let's do that.
You think so?
Let's do that. Yeah, I'm definitely not John Bender.
No.
I wouldn't say I'm one of them. I think I'm like a mixture.
Kind of like they say at the end, right?
We're
It's
all-
a little bit of. I've
yeah.
got a little Bender in me, man.
Yeah,
I,
everybody's
got a little bit of Bender in me at
Yeah.
times. I'm not a druggie or nothing
Yeah,
like
I want a
that, but
diamond earring.
I'm a jerk sometimes,
the-
you know.
Yeah.
The character that I think was the best was Brian Johnson.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
right.
The
I think
he
blonde-haired
was the
boy.
best, yes.
Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
And you can relate to that because I think all of our parents wanted us to do really good.
Oh,
in
absolutely.
school.
And
Absolutely.
he's freaking
He
phenomenal. in
crushed
this
that
movie.
role.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Whenever he's sitting there in their little circle and he's like crying, talking about "You're so conceited, Claire," like that scene. It's I don't know. It's so good to me.
That's one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, that scene is
Absolutely.
great.
yeah.
I watched that on TV,
Oh, if it's on TV, you gotta put it
mid-90s,
on.
And
Yeah.
that scene, I think, is where I started watching it the first time. And it just
Really?
sucked
hooks
me,
you.
Sucked me
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And of course,
shout
we
out
all
to-
relate to the athlete. We all
Yeah.
played sports.
Yeah, you relate to the athlete.
We didn't wrestle.
We relate to the fact that we wanted to do well in school. I don't think any of us related to the girl that was like just a loner. I don't think because
Putting,
I mean, I had
putting
friends.
pixie dust on her sandwiches.
yeah,
and,
and
stuff,
shaking out her
Yeah.
dandruff to help finish her drawing.
Oh God, yeah. I forgot about that.
I got a little weirdo in me, I guess. I don't know.
Man, that's a movie though. But yeah, I think that's the absolute number 1 pick.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So I'm glad I got to say it out loud first.
Yes.
I'll go next. My number 5 hasn't been mentioned yet. Actually, it's
Great.
In Your Eyes from Say Anything. Have y'all seen Say Anything?
Oh, is that
the boombox?
Yeah, boombox.
The boombox.
Yeah.
I know that's the movie. I didn't know that's per song.
Good point.
I'm a big rom-com guy, so I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, there could be a million people that would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
I've never seen the movie, so I couldn't draft it.
Yeah, but if you say boombox,
Oh,
in a
everybody
movie
knows.
scene,
That's John Cusack.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Cusack. How iconic of a scene. You know what I'm saying?
Without,
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
almost,
for sure.
if not more iconic than John Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
for sure.
That's Peter Gabriel's song.
It is. Yeah. Number 4, Footloose.
Footloose.
Hey, great. That hadn't been mentioned.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It's
we
on my
mentioned
honorable
Kenny
mention.
Loggins earlier.
Kenny
Yeah.
Loggins. Yeah.
That bred the number one dance craze of the 80s. Bill will have to back me up on this. I mean, Footloose has done it every wedding, dance,
Oh, yeah.
homecoming,
Yeah.
prom.
Yeah.
Still today.
Still
yeah.
today.
Yeah, I mean, I
Mark
do
Parker.
small DJing on the side, kind of, and I've done some weddings, and I've played Footloose, just about all of them.
You
Yep.
got to,
Got
man.
to.
It works.
Mark Parker's the number one Footloose guy from Jackson Parish, by the way.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Like movie fan or
No,
dance?
dance.
Really?
Fast
Guy.
ankles, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
It don't matter.
Can we get a
fast
live
song.
show of that at the draft?
We need a video of
Zoom
that.
in.
Yeah. Fast song, slow song. People together trying to dance slow. To,
Hot take. I don't like the movie. I like the newer one better.
Oh,
The remake.
that's
Really?
that's.
I like it
I'm
more.
100% agree with that. Too.
Haven't seen the remake.
I have not either.
I think it's because I did it the other way around. I watched.
Oh,
the
I
remake
watched
in
the
theaters.
remake first.
I watched the remake in
So
theaters,
that's the original for you.
and then I watched the old one after, and I don't know, it just didn't hit.
It's not. It's not my favorite '80s movie.
It's not
by
mine.
far.
It's very controversial. That movie's very controversial because the whole movie is about the church.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh yeah,
snubbing
the
out
town.
the pivotal
dancing
point. The pivotal
in
point of the movie
yeah.
is using Bible verses.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's very
Ecclesiastes
controversial
assures
in the
us.
80s. Yeah. So throw that in there.
Yeah, the new one though, that's one, and top 20 favorite movies for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
Not
love it.
best movies, but your favorite.
Yeah, no, not best. At
Like
all.
what's it called? Guilty pleasure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Julianne Hough.
Love her.
Absolutely.
She needs to be in
Absolutely.
more movies, man.
That's a fact. Yeah.
She doesn't even do movies.
Yeah,
no
because
more, I
she
don't
started doing the
think.
Dancing with the Stars stuff instead. And yeah. Number 3, Holiday Road Vacation.
Holiday
Of
Road.
course.
That might make every list.
It might.
Yeah.
That would make me happy.
Number 2 hasn't been mentioned yet as well.
All right.
Fight the Power from Do the Right Thing.
Dude,
Fight
I'm
the
so
Power.
glad
Yeah.
you put that on there, man. Favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, man.
It's
Radio
incredible.
Raheem, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the story behind the song and all that it means, like it's an incredible song.
Yep. If it, that's a movie that the young people need to get out there and watch.
Yeah, 'cause
See, I've never
crap,
heard of it till today when
I
you was
watched
talking about it.
I watched it either last year or 2020, and the message still is relevant today.
Yes.
Every bit.
It is. It's crazy how you watch it
From a movie from '89.
and you say, "Wow, we haven't solved a lot of these
No.
problems,
No.
man." And but that aside, watched it on TV, it drew me in. It took me back to my childhood. I mean, I was in kindergarten in '89, so it took me right back there. What year did that come out? I'd have it on my
89.
list. '89. So it took me right there. It's just beautifully done. The colors, the cast,
The whole setting of
storytelling.
the city and everything.
It's really great. And
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee,
From the
yeah.
heart.
Spike Lee, great movie. And Clay, I'm going to jump on you, but that song plays a pivotal role in the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The point that it's played in the movie, just watch the movie for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause
I need
it's
to.
great.
I
It's
need
great. Number 1, Don't You Forget About Me from Breakfast Club. We already talked about it a little bit. I think I have it at number 13 all time movies for me. Yeah, one that I absolutely adore. Like
Very
I love
powerful
the
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very
it is.
powerful.
Definitely. I own it like 3 different versions. I don't know. So who's next?
Great picks, man.
That's me.
I say let's let Bill go, then let
I'm down.
Woods round it
Right.
off.
I'm
You know,
down. All right.
let him
Yeah,
back
with
end.
Some normal stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
some stuff we've all heard of. Maybe
Bill, what John Wayne film from the 80s?
was John Wayne making westerns still?
Well, most of mine come from
Dirty Harry.
breaking, Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah.
No,
That's 70s.
really.
Hold on, that's
Oh, yeah,
70s.
No, mine are honestly 80s movies.
Well, I would hope so. That's
He
the
actually stayed in the
criteria.
round.
Yeah, I hope you did.
He
I
followed the
did.
rules this
You
week.
understood the assignment.
And you gotta like something from Caddyshack.
I think that's 79,
I'm all
bud.
right. No, it's 80.
You sure?
I think it is 80. I looked earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another Kenny Loggins.
Another Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
This show's brought to
But I
you
mean,
by
when
Kenny
you hear
Loggins.
that, when you hear that tune, if
Yeah.
Is he
you've
dead?
ever seen Caddyshack,
Oh, we need to tag him.
I'm thinking,
Absolutely.
I see the gopher.
You see the gopher dancing, right?
Yeah. Every
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Hey, you got that going
Every
for you.
All right, and then
Hey, I don't want to interrupt real quick.
But you did.
I know. I'm sorry, Bill. I think this has to be broadcast, and Wood needs to be aware that I don't think Clay likes Caddyshack.
I just watched it actually.
Chance doesn't like Caddyshack.
Oh, okay. It's
I watched
Chance.
it like 2 or 3 months ago, and it wasn't great.
Oh,
Quotable.
man.
It's
I
one of the
don't-
most quotable movies.
I
of
don't
all
find
time.
Bill Murray funny.
We're gonna fight.
You find Chevy Chase funny though.
Oh, Chevy Chase.
Have you
is
seen
hilarious.
Ghostbusters?
And I've seen Ghostbusters. I still
And
don't find him
Rodney
funny.
Dangerfield.
His whole character in Ghostbusters, I just didn't find funny either.
Beat
Oh,
Bank.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
Wow.
I mean, it's a
I
solid
guess it's just
movie,
comedy
but-
before my time, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
way before my
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I mean, I was born in '95, so like
Comedy got raunchy.
15 years.
Yeah,
oh, it
yes.
got raunchy and vulgar. You know, that's what I look
Yeah,
for.
this doesn't do it for you.
Comedy now.
I yield my time back to Bill.
All right, hey, no problem. Another all 80s, and this was my sophomore year of college. Dirty
God,
Dancing.
He's old.
Oh, good pick, man.
yeah.
That's on my honorable mention
almost
list. What
included
song
that.
though?
Yeah,
What
for sure.
song? Several songs.
Hungry Eyes is the one that I
Yeah.
think about, but there's Time of My Life, She's Like the Wind,
Yeah.
which that was Patrick Swayze saying that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost chose I've Had the Time of My Life, and I've never seen the movie
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
iconic.
because I like the song that much.
It's a great song.
Yeah, Bill Medley. Great
Yeah.
voice,
Yeah,
Righteous
'cause
Brothers.
that's the song during their final dance
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
at the end of the week.
Yeah, good
so.
pick. And don't they dance to like a Otis Redding song at some point? Maybe practicing. I don't know. I could be. That's a good movie too. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. I think
Yeah,
I need
for
to
sure.
see that. 'cause I think I'd like
I
it.
will
Dirty
watch it.
Dancing
I
is
know
awesome.
I will.
It's a rom com, huh?
it's not a comedy.
It's not.
It's just
No,
a
it's
drum.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a comedy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rom drum.
a rom drum. Yeah.
Rom drum.
Drum.
Just invented a word.
Because like I'm kind of like Clay. I like the romance stuff. In
You'll
movies,
love
too.
this.
I like it's a guilty pleasure thing
Yeah.
too.
And the next one is also from 1980, and
I want to check it.
Get the phones out.
is Shout, Animal House.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's on
I
my
mean, if
honorable
you hear
mention.
that, I'm assuming
Toga.
you've seen Animal House.
Yeah. Oh,
Anybody?
yeah.
Is that the shout that was played at my wedding? Hands up and shout by the Isley Brothers.
Isley.
Isley Brothers.
This has Animal House in '78.
78.
Really?
Bill watched it in the 80s, so we'll take it.
Okay, I have 80. I will strike that one from my list.
That's a great iconic tune, though, for sure.
He's literally striking it because he brought it on the legal pad.
No, it came out in Norway for the first time in 1980. Were you there?
He was on a Norwegian
Norway?
cruise.
Oh
yeah.
What about, it has to be an American release. Okay. All right. I'll move right on to 1987 Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
These boots were made for walking.
Oh, wow, man.
When I hear that, I see the Vietnamese prostitute walking down the street.
Yes. Love you long time, Bill.
That's it. That's the scene.
Have you young guys watched that?
I've never
That's
seen
such
Great
a
war film.
such a crazy movie.
Well, we talked about my war
really?
film.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen a war movie, honestly.
Oh, you
I don't think I've ever seen one.
You're
That
missing
and
out.
Platoon.
Yeah, Platoon's one of the
Yeah,
of my,
gotta watch
that's
those.
my number one, personally.
Jeez.
But Full Metal
okay,
Jacket,
so-
Stanley Kubrick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the 1984, I'm going to go Purple Rain.
Ooh,
Got the shirt on.
With the
So-
print
yeah.
shirt on.
I thought I had to represent
that's it.
when I came here.
How big was that, by the way, Bill?
Not big and not all that good.
Really?
No, yeah, it
I
wasn't
mean, I
that
watched the
great of a
movie.
movie.
But was it hyped?
Yeah, I mean, because Prince was really big.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Weird
It was
for-
big before the movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, God, Prince put music out late '70s. So
Okay.
and this was
Yeah, I Want to Be Your
87.
Lover, I think, was one of
I
one of his
guarantee
early
you, I know who loves that movie. That's Eric Carter.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah, we went and saw Prince at Centritel or Brookshire's Grocery Arena. In 2003 or 2004.
Yeah.
We saw him, and it was
Good
great
show.
It
I
was.
think he's seen Prince like
He
4
went to
times.
Shreveport. That's kind of crazy.
No, B City.
Oh yeah, it's still
BC.
You think Prince would be too big for that?
And
Not in 04.
I thought he was talking about Eric
I mean,
Carter.
it's still
going-
Prince.
You went to Shreveport?
Eric drove all the way there for that.
and of course, Purple Rain brought on another really cool band for the time, which was Morris Day and the Time.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And,
Totally
there.
scripted.
and not just Purple Rain, but When Doves Cry.
Yeah.
Let's Go Crazy. I mean, those were all in that movie.
Should have just done 5 Prince picks.
Was it a soundtrack? Was it a movie then a record, or did you put them out both at the same time?
Well, I mean, I guess
That's a
Purple
good
Rain is
question.
actually called the soundtrack from the motion picture, but it's it's a full.
Yeah.
So his most famous song came from a movie, a song he wrote for a movie, basically.
I don't know. I think his most famous song is 1999.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But
I've never heard of that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from an average person's
Or When Doves
view,
Cry.
I've heard of When Doves Cry.
The
yeah.
DJ over here is going to say Purple Rain's his biggest song.
Absolutely.
'Cause you got to play that at every wedding too, huh?
I've never played it
I'll
actually.
put it on the
It's
list.
not a song people dance to.
It's one of
I
the
don't
best
think.
songs ever.
And I have a great list that I'll share with y'all when we're not
I
recording.
didn't even play that at your daughter's wedding. I should have done that. You probably gave that to me on your little list you had. It was
on my
okay.
list.
Prince died whenever I was in college, and my advanced grammar teacher cried her eyes out in front of us in the middle of class.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dr. Jimerson sat there and boo-hooed. And she's like, I got to take 5 real quick. She left.
Oh man.
Cancel class.
And you know,
You would have thought it was her husband. Seriously.
and they're still releasing music that he wrote.
Yeah, Woods can
Yeah.
tell you
I
a
mean,
lot
he-
about his
man.
catalog. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Big Prince guy.
Yeah. He just incredible musician. I mean,
And he could play every instrument.
That's it. I
Every
think
instrument on the
it
stage.
was either Purple Rain album or
His first
1999, and he did everything.
I know
Bass guitar, drums, vocals.
His first album.
keys,
Yeah, he recorded
everything.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
we saw him it was the musicology tour, and he had a stage in the round, and he would bounce around and do everything.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
He was world class at every instrument.
I did not know that.
That's next level.
That's a whole different level.
When you say, I'm going to lay these drum tracks down.
right,
And a big Dirty Boot Sports thing, the Chappelle Show, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
funny episodes.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Prince
of-
episodes.
iconic.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
that skit will live forever. You know, it's just one. Of
I've
them,
never
you know?
even seen the Chappelle Show, and I know that skit
Right.
almost by heart.
Right.
Yeah.
I have the whole series on my phone if you want.
Okay.
Email later. He needs to watch that.
All right. So, and number one, I really could have mentioned this in our 4th of July podcast because one of the things that my moments that I could remember was seeing Whitney Houston sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Super Bowl right after 9/11. Any sports movie that shows, where there's a national anthem being played, whether it's, I think, Jerry Maguire, Any Given Sunday, any of those, there's just so much drama and intensity. But probably my favorite is when Leslie Nielsen sang national anthem in Naked Gun.
Okay.
But he was doing it under a persona.
While Norbert flips down the stands in his wheelchair. And Norbert, who was that? Who played Norbert?
I'll
in
look
Naked
it up.
Gun?
You know who it was? It was O.J. Simpson.
Holy crap. How did that happen? How did that
Oh,
happen?
you squeezed it in there.
Let's see.
Update the board.
Update the board.
Bill, you're a genius. That
We're up
is a
to 8.
fantastic rendition of the national anthem, by the way. That's so funny, man.
Because he doesn't know the words.
Y'all probably haven't seen
I
it,
have
but
not.
he's trying to get on a baseball field, and they think he is an opera singer, and he's been the umpire during this, and they finally they get him out there, and he doesn't know the words to the national anthem, and the Queen's there. Oh man, yep, he got it. The streak continues.
Oh, my
OJ
God.
gets brought up.
I don't think it's going to survive after a while, though. That's going to be tough.
Want to bet?
What?
I think Bill's got it in.
Oh, he's got something written down, I bet.
Is it 8 degrees of OJ? Should we call it that?
It's becoming 9 tonight.
I can go 3 degrees. I can get there pretty quick. Well, I'll do honorable mentions after.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
All right.
'cause I
Woods,
don't
your
wanna steal-
inaugural
home.
Dirty
right.
5.
Well, my top 5 are ones that have already been picked. So,
Yeah.
but it's all good. I do have some honorable mentions that I think will come through in the cut. But
Well, expound on how they're special to you then.
okay, I took these 5, and I wanted to make them. I built this list out of a bunch because I was trying to find a way to separate like the great from the good, you know, because there's just an endless amount of songs and TV and music and whatever. And I wanted to take 5 songs that were also hits. You know what I'm saying? They made it. They made the movie. The movies were great, but they were such a part of the movie and part of the culture that they also worked into being on the charts.
So they stand alone.
They stand alone,
all
right?
These songs.
Okay.
And I think they're awesome songs, and I think they all hold their place regardless. I believe if the movie would have been there or not.
Right.
But they just added that extra sauce to that movie, and they worked off each other. So my number 5, Don't You Forget About Me.
There you go.
You know,
Breakfast
Simple
Club.
Minds, man. They were so awesome. That song was so cool because it was a little bit of funk, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of that 80s new wave. Synth, new wave, and just a killer track. You bob your head and jam to it in 2022, just like you did when that movie came out.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's one of those.
And you throw your hand up.
That's it,
Yeah.
man.
You got to.
I'm not
never
turning
gonna
it
die.
off the radio.
No.
And you're not going to turn it off the radio. It's still a killer track. So that came into me for number 5. Number 4 was Purple Rain.
Yeah.
You know,
Look at
Purple
there.
Rain to me is one of the greatest songs ever. I think it's like 8 minutes long. You know, so that was kind of a stretch to make that into a radio hit. You know, but
I know.
it's one of a kind. You know, it's a good. It's got its own feel. It's got its own. That song has its own life. If you know what I'm saying. There's nothing out there that's ever sounded like Purple Rain.
That's a good point.
Before or after, and it's one of those when it first comes on, that first chord that hits, you know, for the next 8 minutes, you're listening to Purple Rain. You can't turn it off. You know, so that definitely had to make the list.
How close were those other songs Bill kind of mentioned off that album behind that, or is it a clear distinction for you that's
good question.
That's number 1 off the album?
For me, I mean, I love When Doves Cry.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a killer song. It has more of your upbeat, you know, funky tempo type stuff. There's just something about Purple Rain that just, to me, makes it stick out as that's Prince in his ultimate genius. You know what I'm saying? That's him at a peak that nobody else has ever before or to this day ever gotten to. It's just a perfect song, man. It stands alone, you know, that's my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Purple Rain stands alone. So that definitely had to make the list. Number 3, man, got to go with Ghostbusters, man.
That's right.
Ghostbusters. Dude, my kids. I have a 4-year-old, and she runs around, and if it comes on anywhere, boom, Ghostbusters. You know, it's so iconic and so recognizable, you know, and Ray Parker Jr. wrote the perfect song for the perfect movie at the time, you know. Yeah. And, I mean, you come out with a movie with 3-4 of the best comedians on TV, you know, in the business, and they make a sci-fi comedy, you know, that isn't for kids. How are you ever going to make that work? And they made it work. Yeah. You know, that's genius, you know. And you know, they had to have a title track, and I think they tried to go through a bunch of different people, and nothing was working. And then they gave it to Ray Parker Jr., and I think all he had to go off of was, we want the word Ghostbusters in the song. Go.
Yeah.
And he came up with that out of thin air. You know,
do whatever
genius,
you
man.
can.
Yeah, do whatever you can, but we want Ghostbusters in the theme.
Yeah.
And he came up with, you know,
who you gonna call?
Who you gonna call?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm calling the Ghostbusters. I don't know what y'all.
Ooh, I hear it likes the girls. You know, that's just the coolest song. You know, that's the coolest line in that song. You know, ooh, I hear it likes the girls. You know, I mean, that's typical Ray Parker Jr. So, killer track for me, man. I love it. Number 2, Danger Zone.
That's right.
It is immediately Top Gun.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, Tom Cruise, you know, that whole flying, you know, in the cockpit, you know, the whole 9 yards, everything. It takes you right back to that movie, no matter where you're at. Boom, instantly, you know, Top Gun. There again, Kenny Loggins. You know, Kenny
the Godfather.
Loggins, great voice. You know, I'm not sure if he wrote that song or whoever was writing songs for him at the
I
time.
think he might have wrote all those. It's just a hunch, but I think he writes all his songs.
Well, he has a true gift.
Yeah.
Because he's had number one after number one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's
So that's the same guy that wrote Footloose.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wrote those two songs,
and he was in a band before called.
I don't see him writing
Loggins
those two
and Messina.
different. Those two different style of songs.
Also, he wrote "Meet Me Halfway" and "Over the
For
Top."
Over the Top. Yeah, he was just knocking out
And he's
movies,
got an album
theme
of
songs.
like kids like lullabies and like.
Really?
You might not know that, but it's when Cardi was a baby, we would play the CD.
Wow,
he's a musical guru.
So he can do different genres of music, basically. You think?
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Check out all his stuff. You will not be disappointed. And we've probably forgot about a theme song somewhere.
I'm sure.
Of his. Yeah.
I'm sure. Like you said, the Caddyshack stuff. You know,
So we got Caddyshack, Footloose, Danger Zone.
Yeah.
3 songs that have made people's top 5 list of 80s. I mean, he's reoccurring here,
right,
for a reason.
Right. And
were you close on the other Top Gun song?
Oh yeah. It was a toss up between it and
Take My Breath Away.
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to remember who sang that song. Carr.
Berlin.
Berlin. I'm sorry, Berlin. That song to me is just about as equally iconic for that song. Because like you said, it's in the movie like 4 different times.
Well,
or like clips of it.
And I think the thing is, if you ask guys, it's Danger Zone. If you ask girls, it's Take
right.
My Breath Away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you were taking a date out on Friday night, it was Take My Breath Away and not Danger Zone. You know. So, but yeah, it was always there. And my number one, and I knew you probably knew this.
Oh yeah.
Like when we started this off, my number one, hands down, without a doubt, it was never a question for me. Was Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Eye of the Tiger. I'm the biggest Rocky fan in the world. Rocky 3 and Rocky 4, you know, they brought it back for Rocky 4 for the intro with that. That song will never die. It'll never die.
Ever, especially around here.
It will never die. As soon as it comes
any high
on,
school that has a tiger in their mascot.
That's right. And,
Except for Winfield. They don't play it.
They
do
do
not
they
play
hate
it.
Jonesboro that much?
They do not
I was
play
going to
it.
say, maybe Jonesboro just got it first. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been to a few now. I've never heard that song
They're
played
too
before
cool
the game.
for it. They just have a cannon.
Yeah.
They do have a cannon.
And one cool thing about Eye of the Tiger, it went number 1 for one day.
That's it.
Wow. One day.
What
and
pushed
it was
it off?
on my birthday.
Really?
It was on the day I was born.
Wow.
It was. I always tell my mom that's my theme song.
Wow.
Like, they knew I was coming.
Literally.
Came out the womb to
That's
it, baby.
Yeah.
You know.
That
so
is a cool
yep.
fact.
So totally number 1.
That's crazy.
You know, I mean Rocky is
Which is the
Rocky,
best?
You know.
Ooh.
The best Rocky.
Put him on the spot.
We've talked about this
No,
before,
no,
but he
without
wasn't
a
here.
doubt,
Yeah, first
without a
episode.
doubt, the original Rocky is the greatest movie of all time.
Ooh,
Hands
wow.
down, the greatest movie.
And nobody said "Gonna Fly Now" as their song.
Well, the only reason
that's
I didn't
the
think,
70s.
Yeah, it was 76. Yeah.
And but to me, that story, how it was made, you know, that's really a B movie. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
it's
Stallone
it's a
wasn't
B
really
movie.
anything.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it was made with like less than $1 million. You know, I mean, they were like the way it was shot. You know, you hear him talk about it. It was just like run out and grab a camera and just shoot something, and they just put it all together, and it made this incredible film, which is truly a love story.
Yeah,
you know, because I think,
and its core, it is for sure.
yeah, it's a love story. Because I think there's only like 7 minutes of actual boxing in the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so it just was a perfect story at a perfect time, without a doubt. To me, the original Rocky is by far the greatest because of the story. You know, now when you bring in, of
Which
course,
one would be your favorite? I guess
my favorite?
if you're taking out like critiquing the movie. Yeah, Rocky's the first one's probably the most like. What's the
Well
word?
made.
Critically acclaimed or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but
my
which one's your favorite?
Because came out in I think '85. I was 3, which I don't remember watching it at 3, but it wasn't probably but just a few years after that. Rocky 4.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
Yeah, Rocky 4. Even so that like when my kids were at the house the other day, I was like, hey, I want y'all to watch something. Put on Rocky 4. You know, and they were like, they look like action figures, because Drago's so massive.
They're basically bodybuilders.
And by the time that movie was over, the whole family is like eating popcorn, like watching him beat the Russian, and they're all cheering, and I'm like, Stallone's amazing,
Yo, Adrian, I did it.
It's
incredible. Another great song from Rocky IV, because that's the one with, when they're I guess building up to the fight and everything that James Brown was there singing.
Yeah,
Living in America.
Living in America.
Yeah.
I
think that went to
when I hear
two.
that song,
that was from the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Whenever Apollo was coming out to fight the Russian. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And he was all business. The Russian was all business.
Yes, he was.
That was such a scary scene to me.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Apollo.
When Apollo's up there dancing and cutting up, and he's doing his thing and making a big show out of it, and it just shows the Russian coming up, and he's kind of like in that dark, and it just shows his face, and you can just see like,
pissed.
I'm all business, man. Yeah. I'm here to prove a point, and I'm fixing to prove it on this guy's face right here. I'm fixing to crush him into the ground. So, and if you go back and watch that fight, that was
so good, and they were really hitting each other.
Yeah,
which makes it 10 times better to me. You know,
and when he kills Apollo in the ring, you see him like it's almost like you can see the hate in his face, and he just annihilates him, and it's just the slow motion scene with him falling, and his wife jumping up. Man, it's
well done.
Such a good movie.
Rocky IV, awesome movie. Is what it is.
Woods, we love your list, man, and we love your breakdown on that stuff. I think we ought to quickly go through honorable mentions real quick, and I'm going to start off with a couple, if y'all don't mind. Ones that haven't been mentioned. I know Bill wants to mention this one, but it's Maniac from Flashdance, man.
Yeah.
Our age group.
Is that like Maniac on the floor or on the run, whatever it's.
She's a man.
Yeah.
The leggings and the dance and the water flashing down. You couldn't escape that in the 90s. Nope. I mean, that was very, very popular.
There was another song from that
movie.
There was.
A more popular song.
Yeah.
What a Feeling.
Yep.
Irene Cara.
Yep.
Wow.
But that one definitely, it comes to mind. It made my long list, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
The theme song from 9 to 5, Dolly Parton, man. Working 9 to 5. Yep. That's a great movie.
What is it? Best little hoe house in Texas or whatever.
That's my favorite Dolly Parton movie.
Yeah. I think Dad knows every word to that movie.
Yeah. My father loves that because he loves Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Especially if you're his age.
That's sports related because the Texas Aggies football team.
They went to the brothel.
Yeah, I think, and one more. I don't know if y'all mentioned. I want to soak up all the honorable mentions, but
well, if you mention them, we can talk about them. Sure.
Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Let's do the Time Warp again, man. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Speaking of B movies,
that's my least favorite Glee episode.
It's a cult classic, but the Time Warp, man. To me, I hear it every Halloween. I've got to watch it. It's got a dance moves to it, so definitely not top 5, but definitely something memorable for me.
Another Footloose song. Let's hear it for the boy.
Oh, let's hear it for the boys.
Yep.
Another vacation song, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
From Christmas Vacation, the cartoon.
That's good.
Yeah. So freaking good.
I'll tell you, my favorite song from that movie.
Maliki Likiaka.
That's good.
The scene or the no? I'm just,
Who's that girl, Woods? I know you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I really don't.
Beautiful.
Hot. Yeah. I love my wife.
I love my wife as well.
No, when he's up in the attic and he brings out the bells, and Ray Charles starts singing a song called "The Spirit of Christmas." That is one of my favorite all-time Christmas.
That's
songs.
one of my favorite scenes from the movie.
Yeah, man.
Makes you want to cry, man.
It does because you see a whole other side of him in that scene.
That's
whole
not
movie.
the goofy Clark.
Yeah,
that's been going on
it's
the
the
time.
Clark that loves his family. Deep down.
And Ray Charles holding it down.
I'm getting chills as we talk right now.
Ray Charles holding it down, man.
And then another one from me is "Twist and Shout" from Ferris Bueller.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I almost.
He's not really singing in that though.
No, but it's okay. It's okay. I got an MP3 player whenever I was like 9 or something like that, and I used the infamous website LimeWire to download music until.
You don't want to put this out there. You might get sued.
You had a subscription though.
Yeah, Bill gave me a subscription, and it definitely ate up my laptop, but it's okay. I'd looked up. You could download that version from the movie, and I had that on my MP3 player.
Freaking love that scene.
Phenomenal. That's all I had for honorable mention.
I have another thing.
Like
it's a little bit weird. Blues Brothers. Jailhouse Rock and stuff like that.
Sweet Home Chicago.
Yeah, Sweet Home Chicago.
Love the Blues Brothers.
That's
that's one of
Minnie DiMuccia.
Yeah.
He wants
Cab
4
Calloway,
whole chickens. Yeah, that Cab Calloway.
and white bread.
Loaf of white bread.
Loaf of white bread.
Dry.
Dry.
On a mission from God.
On a mission from God. Was Footloose in the 80s?
Yeah.
Or was that 70s?
It was 80s. I picked Footloose.
Well, the whole Footloose soundtrack then.
Yeah.
Well, the whole Footloose and the whole Dirty Dancing soundtrack was just really big. Did anybody watch Beverly Hills Cop?
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Did. I can't
we
believe
talked
it.
about
Heat Is
that.
On.
Yeah, the Heat Is On. Yeah,
that's one you recognize pretty good.
Who is that? Who is the Heat
Eddie
Is On?
Eddie Murphy's in the movie.
Glenn Fry, wasn't it?
Glenn Fry.
Yeah, Glenn Fry
right.
from
the Eagles. Gotcha.
Yeah, because you remember it had the rockin' sax solo in it. You remember? Yeah.
Speaking of rockin' sax solo, y'all remember?
I thought you were gonna stop after sack. I was like, where are we going with that?
Speaking of iconic, but the Lost Boys, the dude, they're at the fair and this guy's shirtless and he's on roids and he's playing the saxophone and it comes out of nowhere. It doesn't fit the movie. To this day, I don't know why they put it in there, but Google it. Look up the little video of it real quick. You will laugh and be like, "This is bizarre." He looks like a wrestler.
Yeah, it didn't. For some reason, that didn't make the cutting floor. I was like, "Nah, just leave it in. Just leave it in. It'll be good. It'll be good."
And I know you've seen the Goonies.
I like the soundtrack, the orchestra soundtrack to the Goonies, man.
Yeah, the Cyndi Lauper had the big.
Is it Time After Time?
No.
Good enough, or
it's something about being a Goonie or something.
Yeah, I think it has Goonie in the title, actually.
Goonies are good enough for me.
Yeah, Goonies are good enough.
Yeah.
Is the name of it.
See, I don't remember that part from the movie. I don't remember the song. So I don't know why.
Dr. Ballard likes the composer, a certain composer, and he'll play through, and it'll play those songs.
Is that John Williams? Did he do the Goonies?
No shot.
We might have to Google that real quick.
I mean, crap, he did everything else.
I'll round a corner and I'll know the scene. You're like, oh man,
really?
It's the Goonies soundtrack. Very iconic.
That's Dave Grusin.
Dave Grusin, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
It's an interesting composer to like. I mean, I don't, it's not one that comes to the top of my mind.
Well, have you met Dr. Ballard, Clay? He's an interesting doctor, I guess you could say.
The first thing he's known for is The Firm. I don't really remember the Firm's music.
Talking about a great movie, though.
Yeah,
golly.
You got to go back and listen.
I will.
That's probably one of my favorite Tom Cruise roles.
Yeah.
And now that we're talking about Tom Cruise, listen to this segue. Kyle will be so proud.
There we go.
Do y'all want to start discussing Top Gun Maverick? Or does anybody else have any honorable mentions left?
I have one more since you mentioned Tom Cruise. The movie Cocktail.
Never seen it.
The song Kokomo.
Kokomo
from Cocktail. That's great.
Yeah.
Good movie. That's a good movie too, I think.
So real quick, my honorable mentions. I had two that, with it being the '80s, I couldn't let it go. They were from a TV, and one was MASH. Suicide is Painless.
Wow.
Because and the reason I wanted to mention that is, like their final episode of that show had like 151 million viewers.
Yeah.
It's the highest rated television show aired ever. You know, so
and that's another instrumental. I mean, most people don't know the words.
Yeah,
they just know that tune when they hear it.
Yep, and so
see those helicopters.
As far as recognizable, 100%. As soon as you hear it, you knew it was 9 o'clock or whatever, and MASH was going to come on that. And the other one was Joe Cocker from the Wonder Years.
Yeah,
remember?
That's a great TV theme song.
Yep. So great song.
There could probably be an entire just TV theme song draft in the future.
Oh, that's a fact.
Sure. For sure. Like we talked about earlier, "Come and Knock on My Door" from Three's Company.
Yeah.
Like I think if somebody says TV show theme song, that's the first thing I think of. I don't know why.
My theme songs will probably be a lot like my TV show draft we're going to do later. But
yeah, are you going to do your method later that you were talking? You're going to try that?
Yeah,
that's going to be cool.
Yeah. So y'all wanna hop into some Maverick talk real quick?
I believe I heard that Woods thinks Top Gun Maverick is the best action movie of all time.
And I have a reason why.
It's
certainly
it's top
debatable,
two
though,
for
right?
me, I think.
Top two? Sure.
Top two.
I think it was the perfect for the movies that have had, that had a beginning in the 80s, that have tried to transition into now.
Oh, it's the best sequel like that, without a doubt.
Saying?
Yeah.
And to pull in an amazing story, an amazing cast, to have the storyline be so thick. There were no holes in that movie. I don't believe there were very many holes in that movie at all. It kept it light. It kept the action going. And the fact that they, put them people in those planes, they're actually pulling those G's. You feel that in the movie, man.
Oh my God,
I'm rocking in the movie.
Yeah,
I'm starting to lose my breath. My chest is getting
first
heavy.
scene of the movie.
I had a whole ab workout. I had a whole ab workout in that movie, and I think to go from
Woods comes out sweating.
Yeah,
and they
literally.
didn't have to do that, in my opinion.
No.
Most movies don't do that.
Right.
They're just cruising along.
It's Tom Cruise.
But it made it realistic,
Right.
man.
I was drinking Coke and eating popcorn, and I needed water and like a protein bar.
He was panting.
Yeah, so I think it was the perfect segue from taking an 80s movie and what was 80,
an iconic one too.
Right, an iconic 80s movie with 80s action and the whole 80s thing, and it just like it upgraded it perfectly to what we have in 2022 as far as movie technology and scenes and action and everything that we have. I think it's the perfect transition, and it took that film over the top for me, man.
Yeah, it kept the heart and soul of Top Gun and just made it better.
Just upgraded it. Yeah. So for me, I walked out of that movie and I drove home and didn't say a word. And my wife was like, what's wrong with you?
Man.
And I was like, I really think that's the best action movie I've ever seen. And she was like, really? That's a bold statement. I was like, I know.
It's a very bold statement.
One of the things I always say is there's nothing better to watch in a theater than a extremely well-made action movie.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like the ones that you're just like fully grasping the story and you're just sitting there watching it unfold, and that was definitely one of them that happened.
And it was thrilling too. Yeah. And that's something else I like, because I'm not really, when it comes to action movies, I'm not like really big into like just straight shooting and blowing up stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't get entertained by that.
You need to have a good story.
I need a story, and the only other movie I can think of that's comparable to that is Mission Impossible Fallout. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't seen that yet.
You need to watch that.
I need to watch.
It's the best out of the Mission Impossible
Mission Impossible
movies.
in general is a great
Yes.
movie.
Well, when I think of franchises, that's the best one.
Whenever I left Top Gun Maverick, I thought that was a Mission Impossible movie more than I thought it was a Top Gun movie.
Yeah.
That's how I guess the technology and everything. Because the last few Mission Impossible movies,
they've all been amazing.
I mean, you can feel Tom Cruise in them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the first Top Gun, you don't really feel it as much. I guess because he was younger.
He wasn't Tom Cruise at that time.
Yeah. I mean, now he does whatever he wants.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Fallout is incredible. Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to watch that. Do you like Mission Impossibles?
Yeah.
You need to watch that movie.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yes, watch that, please.
And speaking of thrilling, I don't like to know what's coming next. A lot of movies you watch, you're like, okay, I know what's going to happen here.
Yep.
And you don't know how that's going to end. You don't know if Tom Cruise is going to die. You don't know.
Spoilers are going to happen, people. So if you're listening to this,
I don't want to spoil it because I want you to go watch
Oh, I want to spoil it.
You should have seen it by now.
That's what I'm about to say. It's been 2 months.
I want to spoil Maverick?
Yeah, they should have seen this by now.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Bill?
Do I need to leave?
No, it'd be okay.
But I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Didn't know which way it was going to go.
I remember watching at the end the first time I watched it twice in theaters. At the end, I was like, good, they killed Tom Cruise. They needed to. I thought that's the perfect way to end this. But then you find out they didn't kill him. I'm like, well, I kind of like that too, you know? It's like either way they would have done that, I think it would have ended phenomenally either way. Yeah. I don't think it would have affected my feelings on the movie.
Do y'all think that they're going to make another?
That is a very hot topic.
Yeah.
I don't.
And Tom Cruise is Val Kilmer from Maverick.
I would not be shocked that there's one within the next 5 years.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Especially with the success of it.
Who has the rights, maybe?
Would it come down to Tom Cruise giving it like his blessing or something?
I'm curious.
But I wouldn't be shocked if there's a Top Gun rooster.
Oh, I think they should do that because Miles Teller, I think, is one of the best actors of our generation, and he doesn't do enough.
I was going to ask you a couple questions. Who were your favorite characters
from that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, my favorite scene from that movie was Miles Teller singing at the bar.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And I'm getting chills right now. I didn't see the first one. I still loved it.
Yeah.
The
you never got that emotional connection.
I never got the emotional connection from watching the original, but I felt the emotion in that.
Crap,
I didn't even have to know. I didn't even know until they showed the black and white version of his dad doing. I didn't know that was the song.
Yeah, I had to turn it
I was
in the
like,
theater, and
oh
I was
my
like,
God.
yeah.
Like, I knew what they were going for right there, and I was just like, man, that's phenomenal.
What you probably didn't know, but Penny in that, Jennifer Connelly, great character too, but she's in the first one. The character's in the first one. It's not
her
a
name's
person.
mentioned.
Yes.
I don't think she's ever shown.
No, it's just not a character that you would
Tom
see.
Cruise just mentions her name.
Yeah, he got in trouble for messing around with the admiral's daughter, Penny, and that's her. So I thought that was
such
cool.
that was a really just random
Easter
pullback
egg.
though. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it was.
Like whenever they make this movie, 35 years later, they're like, yeah, you remember that daughter we brought up and just mentioned her name? Let's make her the freaking co-star.
But like people were looking for that to happen though, right?
I wasn't. I was.
Because I even knew who that was going into it.
Because I told you. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember people talking about it and seeing the name and trailers and stuff, I guess.
I was expecting Meg Ryan to be in it.
Oh, yeah. Most beautiful eyes in Hollywood.
But and I tell you,
speechless.
Like Rooster, really like the Hangman character, man.
Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
He's my favorite character in the movie.
I really like
great
him,
character
man.
arc in that movie for him.
Anti-hero kind of vibe. And definitely like how that tied into Iceman in the original one. You know, kind of a similar type pilot.
The ending kind of.
You know, they tried to cast that actor to be Rooster.
Yeah, him and Miles Teller almost were flipped
They
roles.
had to fight it out, and they almost had reversed roles.
I think they did good.
I think they did too.
I think they nailed it.
And with the
Powell's
mustache and
really
everything,
I thought he
Teller
looked
looked a
like his
lot like
kid.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Payback was the coolest call sign of any of the guys.
Was that the guy from Escape Room?
I'm gonna have to look at the list. I forget the names.
I think that's who it was. Payback. I think that's who it was.
Well, you remember Bob?
Oh,
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob, yeah.
funny character there.
It was a great movie though, phenomenal movie, and I thought it was all right. It was I had it as the best movie I had seen in a theater since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
have y'all seen that?
I love that.
Huh?
Payback was from Escape
That's what I
Room,
thought.
Jay
I
Ellis.
love Once Upon a Time.
I love Tarantino.
Me too.
You know, I'm a big Tarantino guy. Like I looked up to see if Pulp Fiction was made in the '80s before the draft.
Yeah.
You know, but I will say, and this is a chick flick. Where the Crawdads Sing, that movie's phenomenal.
I've read the book, man. I can't wait to watch.
Oh my God, that movie's phenomenal.
It's not Top Gun good.
It's better than Top Gun
it
in
an
my
action
opinion.
movie?
Oh, absolutely
It's
not.
dude. It's
Absolutely not. It's
not.
an absolute drama, and it was phenomenal.
I can't wait to see it. I haven't had a
It's
chance.
not
y'all
as
need
good
to go
Definitely on
see
the
it.
It's not
list.
as good
That's
as
for sure on the
Maverick.
list.
It's not that good.
I felt emotions coming out of that movie, but I felt a lot of emotions. Oh, I hit the mic. That ain't good. I felt a lot of emotions coming out of Top Gun as well, though.
Yeah.
Well,
And I loved it.
Bring it back to Top Gun. It's made over like $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah, I think
Well
so
deserved.
too. It needs more. We need to add $500 million to it by telling people about it.
I mean, some people think it saved cinema.
I would say
You know,
It's a shot in the
it's
arm,
brought
right?
people back to the theater.
Sure, because
Like-
what they've struggled in the last 2 years. COVID put the stronghold on everything.
Well,
but you know,
Yeah, and this screenplay, the original screenplay was finished in 2012.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know
I think
how
I knew
soon
that.
there'll be another one. And then they hired a new director. Maybe the director died, and this guy, I think, wrote a new screenplay.
well, like it was supposed to come out in 2020.
It was
wasn't
supposed to come out in July.
Yeah.
He kept pushing it back because
I think July 2019.
He wanted.
He
didn't
knew it
wanna
was gonna
do-
be big.
He didn't want to
Yeah.
do straight to streaming. Yeah.
he knew it was going to be big.
and that was a good call.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it would have got kind of washed.
That's a movie
Yeah.
you have to see in theaters.
That's
I think.
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That if that would have been pushed to stream, it would have lost so much by not being in that theater with that sound and that that visual being just pinned back in the seat the whole movie. You know, I think it would have lost some of its firepower. But going and seeing that, man, it's a must. I tell anybody that's ever asked me about it, if you don't ever go see it in theaters, you're truly missing out on something special.
That's a good point,
truly
man.
missing out on something
And to
special.
go back to the
Don't wait till it
saving
comes.
cinema talk, I've seen probably not new movies, but including rewatches, probably like 100 movies in the past year and a half in theaters.
Clay saved him.
Clay saved celebrity theaters of
Ian
Ruston.
Rustin, yes.
Top Gun. Every time I'm there, there's people there watching Top Gun. No matter the time of the day, it can be at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday or 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. There's people there for
It
Top
brought
Gun.
the old people back to
Yeah,
the theater.
yeah,
I think about when me and you saw it my first time watching it, and there were like wheelchairs in there, wounded veterans, all kinds of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were there for Top Gun.
I mean, it reached from the people that were, I guess, adults whenever it came out in '86, and then now the people who are wanting it now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Miles Teller helps kind of bridge that gap a little bit. Glenn Powell.
He's such a good actor.
The casting is nuts. I mean, it's a lot of top name.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Actors in there.
Speaking of Miles Teller, he was awesome in Footloose, the remake, by the way.
That
was my intro. That's when I was introduced to him.
Gonna have to watch it, I guess.
Yeah. That and of course Whiplash.
Oh yeah, Whiplash.
Whiplash is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, I got a quick question for you guys. Kind of movie. It's movie related, but not Maverick related. What is your go-to movie setup? Like, I'm going large popcorn.
Oh, it's like at the theater?
I'm eating all of it.
Oh, okay.
In a large Diet
You want me
Coke.
to call Celebrity? I can tell you.
Yeah.
They seriously know Clay's order. I walked in with him one time, and he was like, "You want your usual?" And I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Well, my usual is a large Sprite and peanut M&Ms.
Well, like
no popcorn, huh?
Because I go so often that, you know, getting popcorn every time I go is kind of a little override.
Yeah.
And most times I'm eating Chick-fil-A before.
I know.
So, yeah.
And here's my hot take. I think popcorn tastes better out of a bag than the bucket.
Oh, big time. Sometimes if it's
like without
fresh,
it's not even close.
If it's fresh, it's good.
It tastes like crap
But most
out
of
of
the
a
time,
bucket.
it's kind of stale.
Yeah.
Well, you know, before
Put enough butter on it though.
Before
and popcorn salt.
COVID showed up, you know, they had the combo where you could get a large drink, a large popcorn. It costs like $40 or whatever because you know that's normal prices, right?
Yeah.
But it was endless. You could go back and because I think during Return of the King, I went through like 3 buckets of that popcorn, and the lady was like, "Did you spill it?" I was like, "No, hurry!" You know, I was like, "Just give me some more." And so
you left the movie to get refills.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was swapping up. Me and my sister went. So I was like, it's your turn, you know. So, but now,
risk it.
But I guess because of COVID, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is whatever. So I got to take my time, you know.
Yeah. You could get an empty bucket out of the trash. I saw that on a movie or something.
Or, I mean, there's also places that do the refillable.
Yeah, like Chase and them's theater. He goes to an AMC theater, and they have like a package you can buy.
A year bucket or something.
Yeah, and you get a plastic bucket you have to bring in. You get it refilled or whatever.
Get it together, Celeb.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's good for the environment.
I'll talk to the company. And,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Top Gun Maverick, if you haven't seen it yet,
phenomenal watch.
It'll still be there for at least another week, I'm pretty sure. So.
Don't miss out seeing it in the theater.
Bill, go see the movie.
Dang it, Bill.
It's next at 9:35, so I'm about to hit it.
$5 Tuesdays, go.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in, man.
I think this has been incredible.
Oh, it's been so fun.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice add to the podcast for sure, I think.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this.
Thanks for hosting us. And for all you guys listening at home, you know, check us out on Dirty Boot Sports and be looking for awesome and humble podcasts.
Absolutely.
Right on, man. Y'all take it easy. Thanks everybody for letting us come on, man. Appreciate
Great discussion.
Right, yeah.
Awesome.
Great discussion.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me. I feel